Nice. Also, I realized I was showing the wrong screen when I was explaining what Jamboard. So I was looking at another laptop like a fool. But hopefully you should understand it. Any questions? Let me know.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you where you're from. I'm from the UK. Yeah, okay, I thought so, yeah. Given the strong British accent. Yeah. That's the one. People quite like British accent. People quite like it, Yeah. Yeah, the British accent is quite a nice one. You don't think you don't really like an accent from this like Scottish or from Liverpool. Yeah. Because I had another guy in Edinburgh. I didn't understand the thing. Yeah. I mean, I think I don't think yeah, because it's hard. It's a lot of regional accents. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, check on out.
They have another black. Wonderful. No, that's brown. That's violet. Oh, brown is also nice. And it's connected to the tree.
Ich hoffe ja, dass das mal jetzt irgendwann mit der Rolle. Ja, oh mein Gott, das stimmt schon. Gerade schwierig.
Ja, keine Ahnung, ich hatte es noch nie versucht, aber ich habe überlegt, ob wir irgendwas aussieht, wenn man jetzt sagt, die Sachen, die wir lesen, Sachen, weil er erzählt, dass das schön wird,
Also es war halt in der Legislatur ziemlich gut drin, der aber ja, also ich habe schon so geteilt. Ja. Du siehst ja, ne? Das ist halt so, keine Ahnung, das sieht aus wie so ein Broadcast-Chat, wo eigentlich, ja, genau. Was alle irgendwie.
Ja, muss jetzt erst
Ja,
und dann so für Projekt zu gut. Das ist nicht viel auf der Zeit. Hat ein Geld haben, ganz toll, aber einfach nicht verkauft. Also ich glaube, genau, wenn die das halt sagen, wie die das brauchen,
genau.
Und die das
Ja, bei uns genau.
Ja, aber genau, das wird
ja. Die ist halt wirklich auch mal zwei, drei Leute machen nach, das ist auch. Das ist die AD total,
die eigentlich überall.
Ja, ist mega, überall. Also
die werden dann einfach das interne Verein, der Geld hat. Also
die meisten Postverwaltungen haben so verkauft. Also was wir jetzt auch teilweise nur wirklich haben.
Ja.
Welches Logo werden es dann gesagt?
wir versuchen gerade nur herauszufinden, wo unsere Größe ist. Ja, genau so ist es. Eine Gruppe hat zumindest die Blätter vom IFSA. Also, ja. Wir dachten auch, dass es wahrscheinlich der Baum sein könnte, aber dann fast eine Linie. Also, es ist schwer.
Ja, es ist wirklich.
Muss man auch puzzeln, nicht schwer.
Ja.
Ja.
Ja, es ist halt ein bisschen schwierig.
Ja, das war. Ja.
Ja. Ja.
Nicht mit der Kunst. Das ist mir das schon.
Ja.
Ja.
Okay, you've got about 6 minutes left, Vaiha.
Can I give the lead note or what's this note?
Ah, a pair of scissors. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where you can find them. Let me have a look. Let me do this. Scissors. Val, any idea what to do? Where we can find scissors? Yeah, that's about it. From me, I am underprepared.
I could put at university. Is it happening? You don't know? Okay.
No, 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 no.
No, I had to call someone. Hello, Faya. Faya? Faya. Hiya.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you again. Tim, I have a question. So I just would like to confirm about what I was supposed to do. So we got a template here, right?
Yeah.
And so we could put any kind of pictures that represent our LC.
Yeah. So any sort of pictures that you think represent your LC or yourself or your university, whatever you want to add in there, you can add.
All right. All right.
So it will look similar to the example, but like with pictures within it. But really, whatever you want to do, be creative. You have about 3 minutes though. You probably have longer because I need to round up all these in-person people. So you probably have nearer 5. But yeah, keep it going. How can I help you?
I was looking for something black, but
Black
I think
ball
maybe
pen?
it's isn't it like too. I'll try it.
Yeah.
This one.
Well, maybe there's one with a point. No, these ones. This one? No. Oh, it's black. Okay, Fiha. I can't see anything in the Jamboard that you've been working on.
Actually, the one that you actually sent me, I didn't have the access, so I do it in another platform. Is it okay?
Of course, I'm so sorry I didn't give you access. Very silly of me.
It's fine. It's fine. I just realized it like 5 minutes later, so I just decided to use another platform.
Could you send me a link to that? And I will, I need to get it up on the screen.
Wait, I go first.
Yeah, no, everyone goes at the same time. Don't worry. Yours is just a part of a bigger puzzle.
Ah, okay. Sure. Hold on.
Thank you. Yo.
Nice. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I survived hard.
Good job. I'm proud of you. Okay, so if you all want to bring your arts and lay them around, if we could put them maybe, yeah, maybe just on the front, on the floor. Just put all your art supplies back on these tables. So pile them up over here, maybe. So art supplies back on the table. We can clear this all up. And give your art to Karina in the green. And we'll lay it down the front. Thank you very much. Okay, so could you please give your art to Karina, the woman in green? The woman in green, and then put your art supplies back on the table. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. That's okay. Just put them anywhere. Okay, art supplies go back on the table. So anything you don't need, just put it on the table somewhere. And you need to give your art to Karina, who's making a pile on the floor. Okay, so once you've come in, give your art to Kari, and then take a seat, everyone. Maybe just. Okay. Well, you don't get to know. So don't arrange them yet. Just put them here to dry, and then. Okay, I'll go round up the teams from outside. Art supplies on the table, make a pile. Art supplies, just chuck them on the table somewhere, and then put your art over there. Nice. Can you go and get those things? Like hurry them along a little bit. Okay, we're just waiting for our last group to bring back their art. Yeah, it's art. It's like normal one that we've got art on. Nice. Art supplies on the table. Okay, so if everyone could now take a seat. If everyone's able to find a seat. Perfect. Just wait for the rest of us to come in. Okay, excellent. So I believe we are now have all the art back in the room. Congratulations. I hope you're all feeling very creative. Woo! Now, I would like to ask one person from each group to come up. And what I'd like you to do is try to assemble your art to make the IFSA logo. So one person from each group, just come up from one from each. Yeah, it can be anyone. I become. Woo! Okay, now try and arrange your art into the IFSA logo. And hold it up nice and high so everyone can see. So could you hold it up as well so everyone can see? Try and piece it together while holding it. Yeah. And how do we, us in the audience, how do we think this is going? Does this seem efficient? Yeah? Yeah? I'm not sure. Okay, I'll give you guys a hint. Okay, this might help you guys. If you look on the screen, those puzzling the art. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we're getting there. Okay, what do we think, guys, in the audience? Can you see this? Ah, you can't see it. Come on, guys, you can do it. I believe in you. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you could you just get behind it? So everyone can see it? Okay, everyone. What do we think? Could we try and get the best view for the audience of the art? Okay, so what do we think of this piece of art, everyone? Bora, could you not stand in front of the artwork, please? Yeah, but it's okay. This is part of it. Okay, one final round of applause for your beautiful piece of art. Thank you very much, everyone. So, I'd like you to all take your seats again. And I would like to ask you all a question. Why do you think we did that? One IFSA. Okay, yeah. But what do you think we can learn from what we just saw? How to work together. Everyone has a part, yeah. Anything else? Nice. Okay, one more, Deborah. We all have family. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. We're all different, of course. But what do you think we learned from this that we need to remember?
It can be difficult with lots of different parts.
There we go. It can be difficult when there's lots of different parts. Did you say that? Yeah. Exactly. So there's some things that we've learned from this, right? So together, it can be beautiful. What we can create can be beautiful. But also sometimes it can be difficult, as we saw our experts trying to put the art together. It wasn't so smooth. It wasn't so smooth. And what do you think that this highlights about IFSA? What do you think this exercise has highlighted about IFSA? The differences within? Everyone is important. The diversity. Anything else that this is highlighted for us? Excellent. Huh? Community. Lovely. Exactly. So this has highlighted to us that together we can create something beautiful and that we all contribute as a little part to one big part of IFSA. But also that sometimes that can be difficult. Also, sometimes that can be a challenge. So what we're going to do now, we're going to talk about the gap. And the gap, I'm going to hand over to Belle to explain. So welcome, Belle.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Yeah, so I'm just going to briefly explain the gap that we have within IFSA. Some of you may already notice this within your local committees or on the regional level or international level, but we cannot really pinpoint what exactly this gap is. So that's what I'm going to explain briefly. The gap between local committees or your local committee to other local committees within your region or your LC to the international IFSA can exist because of these four factors, such as geographical distance. I think this also exists in some regions in IFSA. Although we are one region, sometimes it's hard to connect with them, or for example, go to IFSA events that are being conducted in another country because of the geographical distance and maybe like financial restrictions to go there. And also cultural differences. Like you may have experienced this week, like you may have tried to connect with another person from another country, but it may be difficult to do so because of cultural differences. Also communication, which is also similar to the previous point. Sometimes it's hard for us to really express what we want to say because some of us find it hard to speak in English or speak a certain language. And lastly, the difference in motivation. For example, you're part of your LC and you want to do a project with another LC in your country, but it's hard to do it because of, again, the difference in motivation. So, which is why we're having this workshop today, because we want to become just one IFSA, and hopefully, if it's not possible to totally close the gap, hopefully we can narrow down the gap or make it smaller. So we're going to do that by brainstorming on what activities we can do using the IFSA strategy. So in case you as IFSA, and as you can see, we have three. The first one is to strengthen the IFSA community. The second is take learning beyond the classroom. And third is to enable students to engage globally. And as you can see in goal one, we have sub goals. And within those sub-goals are specific action points to see how we can specifically achieve goal 1. So for example, sub-goal 1.1 is expand the IFSA network. We have promote IFSA events, enhance collaboration within the IFSA community, enhance digital communications, and strengthening equality and inclusivity. While for goal number 2, we have enhancing soft skills and personal development, enhancing forestry education, promoting networking and exchange of experiences, and preparing students for employment opportunities. This is most relevant, especially in the last few years because of COVID. We weren't really able to learn outside of our classroom, and we were mostly restricted within the 4 walls of our dorm or our home. So yeah, that's why we further used our platforms such as Tree Learning so that we can upload modules there that all IFSA members can do or complete during their free time. And also, yeah, goal 3, which includes 3 sub-goals, including advocating for youth in international policy and decision-making processes, promoting participation of IFSA members at international events, and lastly, communicate global opportunities. You all know that we do our best to provide as many delegation opportunities as we can to our members because we want every one of us to be exposed to what the international forestry sector is and how we can use those events as a platform to develop our skills further. So yeah, these are the 3 goals, and I think I'm handing it back to Tim to explain the mechanics of the workshop.
Thank you, Val. So now what we're going to do, we're going to break out into the same groups that we were just in, and we're going to do 2 parts to this exercise. The first part is 15 minutes, and we want you to discuss these 3 questions. So what are your personal experiences of the gap that we discussed between your local committee, your experience with IFSA, and IFSA at a regional and international level? If you managed to address that gap at any point, who did you talk to? How did you do it? And how can you make a connection and keep it between your members and IFSA? Then we're going to have part 2, and each group has been assigned one of the pillars which Belle just talked about. And we're going to be trying to answer the question, what could you do to address the gap using your assigned pillar from the IFSA strategy? So in each group, we need one person to capture people's ideas as we're going, and another person to report one idea out at the end. So try and, when you get into your groups, decide who's going to be capturing and who's going to be presenting it back. Your pillars of your groups are as shown. So now, yeah, if you could all get back into your groups, find a space outside, and you'll be having 15 minutes to talk about those first 3 questions here. Off we go. Or group B, you know?
2, 3.
Great. One?
Group 1.
He's got your card.
You want? Sure. I had to do. Yeah. And yeah, to the card, we should write all our ideas, or just one.
Someone just capturing the discussion as you go. And
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
some of the
But-
ideas.
Yeah, but the one that you will present, should it write by
That's
us?
the next part. It'll be
Okay, you're here.
That's sick. Very sick. Okay. 8. 7. 5. 7. 5. 4. Group 4. Group 4. There we are.
Do we all?
People coming. So I will go around with the card.
Maybe.
That'd be amazing.
Just like game university.
So you've already got your card, so just go to where your grip was and you can
Star 2, 4, 5. 6, 7. 8.
There's only 8.
And 1, 2.
Want to take the whole pack?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Thanks.
Okay. Right. I missed that part.
Yes, I had to go to the bus.
The bar.
Yeah, we wanted to get more drinks, but the bus drivers were there and I wanted to ask them if they could unlock, but then they were gone again. So.
I see. Okay, thank you, Fiha, for doing that. Yours was on display proudly. So again, this was meant for a wider audience in Zoom. I don't know if there is any more people here. Share screen online. Of course. I'm so sorry. I haven't been sharing the screen. Ah, here it is. This one. Okay, so Fiha, the same instructions are currently for you as well. I will reshare the original Jamboard with you, and I will do so in a way where you can actually access it. Share. Anyone with the link? Editor. Okay, so you should now have access to that Jamboard. There we go. I'll do it again. And you should be able to get in and edit that now. And yeah, so if you go to frame number 4, you'll see the question that you need to discuss. So bridging the gap, and you have 15 minutes to talk about those 3 questions. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm very sorry for not presenting the screen. I thought it was presenting.
No, that. Thank you. Could you please share something about the pillars that we need to talk about? Maybe Abidur or Ferdinand or Nur Mahir could also share their perspective later on.
Sorry, what was that, Fiha? I couldn't quite catch that.
Could you please show screen the part of IFSA pillars, the one that we should brainstorm?
So the 3 questions are these ones, I believe. Can you see these?
Yes, yes. So it could be anything, right? It could be any gap.
Yeah, so it's just your experience of the gap which Belle just presented. So the gap between yourself in your local committee, and IFSA at a regional level, or IFSA at an international level. Or it can even be if you have IFSA at a regional level, but you feel like there's a gap between the regional level and the international level. So just any gap that you feel like you've experienced between feeling like part of one IFSA.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. ask your help in a moment? Do you know there's more magnets to hang? Because I really like your idea of hanging the art up here. Do you know if there's more magnets though? I don't think we have enough. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it does. I bet you didn't expect me to say that.
Well, I was like 5 minutes.
The usual time. No, no. If you're able to. It's not a big pressure.
Go for the treasure hunt.
Okay.
And look.
You could probably get it from another lecture room, I imagine.
Yeah, I was thinking so. Yeah. I have a task for you.
Wow, instant delegation. Instant.
Weiß nicht, da wird ein einbauen. Du hast ja auch zwei Reihen.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, 12 would do. More is better.
After the first time, I understand this portfolio, I think it's called, if you would see the.
Yeah, you're on the campaign. Right. I believe in something.
Okay. I would forgot.
Okay, Faiha. So I think it's been about 15 minutes now. So if you're able to start looking at the next part, which I think was on slide 5 of the Jamboard, and it's thinking a bit more specifically. So you've been assigned the third pillar of the strategy, which I believe is engaging students globally. Yeah. And if you could have a think about what could you do to address the gap using your assigned pillar. So what could you do to address the gap that you've experienced? And using some of those goals and sub-goals I've dropped in the Jamboard around enabling students to engage globally. And we need you to present one idea back. Just one. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yep, got it.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Fire. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm not yet able to take part in what is happening. I'm Ferdinand myself from Benin Republic. And I'm not yet part of of IFSA. We are trying to set up a local committee in Benin, but we did not do this yet, though we have managed to meet some representatives of IFSA recently. Currently, we are working on our committee. But yes, I just took part in, I just decided to take part in this happenings because yeah, I'm the IFSA coordinator at the FAO, and I wanted to keep eyes on what is happening here. So it was just to give a words in order not to stay here like not being talking. Yeah. Yes, I met Mr. Simon. Simon is, I think, the membership councillor, yeah. And also I mean, we have the talk together with the African representatives, and yeah, we plan this together. I was not alone planning this. I also met Nicola at the WFF. flagship event last year. So we have been doing this together with your relatives.
That's great then. That's nice to hear. Yeah, I think if you have any difficulties, you could always contact me, and I look forward for your LC application as well.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. And yeah, looking forward to joining this amazing association.
Okay, one more minute, Fi, huh? Okay, everyone, if you want to come take a seat. Everyone find your seats.
But you're getting a pen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go there. With me.
Hi, guys. Amazing. Thank you. So you want to find yourself your seat?
What's the number?
Do we also talk about part one?
No, just part two. One idea.
So did that.
Just one idea. Okay, okay, I'll go hurry along our last groups.
You're doing great, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Because I'm in the north.
Oh, you're just presenting one point.
It's not possible to put it in a point.
Yeah, okay, well, just
I
try
have,
to hit.
I have a problem in a point.
Okay,
But
that's okay. Just say that and just try and keep it as succinct as possible. Yeah. Okay, you're doing great, guys. Get some snacks, get some water. We're almost there. Wait for our last teams to come back in. Thanks, Jay. Okay. So we'll do this. Okay, nice. So you guys, you're doing great. I love it. I'm seeing like you guys coming up with great ideas, great conversations out there. So like keep it up. This is the last push, and we're now gonna have presentations from everyone. Every group is going to have one person come up and present one of your ideas. So we want to keep this as succinct as possible. So I know you had loads of good ideas out there. I know that there's loads of good content that you might want to talk about, but try and keep it as succinct as possible. So just talk about one of your ideas that you've had. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to invite someone from group 1 and then group 2, etc., etc. However, after the idea has been presented, I'm going to ask our board members and any IFSA members in general, but if they have an idea as to who they might be able to contact with an idea like that, then to offer up that suggestion. Because we want this to be something that you guys take away and know there are ways you can contact people to get more information to help you maybe implement these ideas. Okay, so without further ado, could group 1 come up? Whoever's presenting group 1. Woo!
Hello everyone, I'm from group 1. So I found a lot of problems, but I'm just going on one of them. So we found that there's a lot of communication gap between all levels in IFSA, from the LC level to the IFSA as an organization, and I have a bunch of solutions. So the best thing we found was to contact fresh LCs with old LCs, so that we can help kickstart the LC and make it easier, and also document each president of the LC so that we can know if the LC is active, if the president is at fault, or if we can do anything to help it, basically. Thank you.
Excellent. Extremely succinct. That's what we're looking for, guys. Any thoughts from anyone about what could help? Shimon, here we go.
Yeah, it was actually my group that discussed this, and what even pops up in my mind right now when I heard Himanshu summarizing it is last year we kind of started the project that is called LC Buddy, and we started kind of implemented it, but we didn't continue much this year, which I think could help, and that's called LC Buddy, which is pairing the interested LCs to connect from the same region or from different regions, and so they can interact and exchange their ideas, their local projects, that what they do on the local level between each other, and cooperate on projects together. And so I might recommend the next membership counselor for next year to work on this with the membership department more in depth, and to start implementing it in reality. That it could be one of the part of the solution, I think. Maybe. Yeah.
Thank you, Shimon. Okay, next, group 2. Clarissa? Woo!
Okay. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Clarissa and I'm presenting for group 2. So our main issue is still the language, the communication problem, but we looked specifically at the language barriers, because different LCs from different regions have language barriers because of English. So the solution we looked at is leaning on the IFSA code of conduct, where everybody creates a safe space for everybody to talk and communicate with each other. And one of us also said she's conducting an English class for her LC because they feel insecure going to other LCs to speak with. I see, yes, she's conducting an English class for her LC. So our solution is to lean on the IFSA code of conduct, creating a safe space for everybody to talk with anybody. And even if you don't understand, you can still ask questions. Then the coffee hours too, because we have coffee hours for each region. So we can create LC representatives for the coffee hour, whereby we have a representative from each LC. And after the coffee hours, they take back the information from the region or IFSA internationally back to their LCs. That's our solution. Thank you.
Amazing. How inspiring. An English class for other LCs. That's a beautiful thing to do. Thank you. Wow, amazing. Great stuff. Thank you. So now we're going on to group 3. Who's coming up from group 3? Avalile. Woo!
Okay, so hello everyone. To those that don't know me, my name is Aveli Lektisha from NMU Forest Association South Africa. So we are speaking to, goal number 3, how to enable students to engage, globally. And one of the issues that we realize is that one of the barriers is the finances. So the money to enable people to travel. And a classical example is my region, Southern Africa. So where we didn't have a Southern African regional meeting because of funding. So the OC didn't get like enough money to host the regional meeting. And also the people from the region couldn't, like from the different countries, couldn't travel to Madagascar because of the funding. So that's one of the biggest issues we have. And also if you see here, how many people are from Southern Africa, very few, not even 2% of the world delegation here. So that's a big thing, the funding, the financial issues. And the solution that we came with here is that, people must not rely, and that's for all regions, must not rely on the board, to help with traveling, because, the board has got a budget for different things. So at least at the local level, the LCs must, try and find their own funding to be able to travel. And then maybe at some point, the regional representative must also, apply for funding for the whole region, which I've applied for funding for the region, but it's difficult because you can apply in your own country because you've got influence in your own country, but how do you apply for other countries where you don't know? You rely on the presidents. So you need very strong presidents as well to, to apply for that funding. So funding, big issue that we spoke about. We've got a long list of things, and we believe this is not doing justice to, all the things, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Avalile. And we have another workshop in a few days, which is going to focus on funding. So then we will have another chance to reintroduce this issue and talk about it in a bit more depth. Great stuff. Okay, group number 4, Radesh.
Whoa, so many. Hello, my name is Radesh. I'm from Romania. Our group had a lot of great ideas, but we decided to present one because we are from a lot of countries and a lot of different cultures. We should be like a family. IFSA, it's a family. So we are internationally forestry students, so we should guide ourselves. So we propose a cultural guidelines for everybody. So like I might do something, you might do something, somebody might do something that might offend another culture. So how about we will have a list in which you can read so you can avoid some different easy mistakes that may offend somebody else. Or also somebody mentioned the role of the woman in forestry, because some people does not consider it a scientist in forestry if it's a woman. And that's not fair. A scientist should be treated by his work, not by the gender. That's our idea.
Lovely stuff. Thank you. Any thoughts from the board? Any additions on that one? No? Sure. Okay, so group number 5. Who's from group number 5? We're halfway. We can do this, guys. Woo! Okay.
Thank you, Tim. So, hola, hello, hola a todos, hola. What's the one? Hola a todos, hola a todos. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so I'm Rizka from the representative of Group 5, and we were including IFSA Mexico, IFSA Chile, IFSA Indonesia, and Korea. And we found a many obstacles here and gaps. The first one is language, and the second one relation inside the region and time zone for definitely. But we moved to the solutions. Since like actually money, but the one thing that we'd like to concern on it is the strengthened relationship between IFSA member through the regional representatives, since they are kind of a responsibility position to indeed strengthen the IFSA presence in IFSA level. So the regional representative could maintain about the LC's activities, IFSA LC's members present, and etc. And also to ask the members on what they actually need, because we found one problem which several IFSA LC do not know about what IFSA is. So we need to ask the members on what they actually need, and we could like give some workshop about the IFSA more deep. And then from the strengthened relationship between IFSA members through the regional representative, they could distribute more the information between LCs and IFSA members. Thank you.
Excellent stuff. Having been a regional representative, yes, it's a very good idea. Just going out there, talking to all your LCs, seeing if you can support them in any way. So good stuff. Group 6, I believe. Yeah, group 6. Who's from group 6? Bora. Woo!
I'm so excited. We evaluated our problems in under a few keys and some headings. So first of all, let's say for this problem, unfortunately, a lot of students still doesn't know what is IFSA. So even we explain what is that, first of all, we should choose to like simple language, because even if you show the website or something else, people still doesn't understand what is exactly going on. At least during my representative period, it was like this. And also people get tired about really online stuff. It's feedback from all the regions. I don't know what do you think, but it's my opinion. But unfortunately, some people cannot have opportunity to do something physically in person because of economical issues. And also we decided to like shortly to explain the IFSA, to show and explain the IFSA structure in person and with simply language. For the new members to this with the support of the school administration. If you ask why you said school administration, because sometimes when we do these kind of stuff, people take a little bit more serious and they feel responsibility. At least in my region, it's worked in better way, because when they having some support from the university, how to say, like they generally want to show their self in more doing is better way. Also other things, we should have some kind of rules in the LCs, like who should go to the meetings, who can go to the meetings, and we should make some kind of diversity. In my region, some of LCs applying this. For example, we send the people who went to CERN before or NERM before and explain how is IFSA. When they going together, it's better because they understand in better way. Okay, I kept long, think so. Yeah, it's like if we do that, we observe that and we think like sustainability and like keep in touch, there's a key point, it will be better. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like that. So just do it and keep in touch and show, but in simply way, because some people really doesn't understand. That was our key point. Yeah. Him, baby.
Thank you, Bora. Yeah, and of course, to add to that, oh, Avalile, yeah.
So you were saying that certain people from the goals, what is they say that's like from the LCs, and you say maybe somebody goes to the meeting to talk about pizza, right? And then what happens in the case where people cannot be both? How do you make that? How do you make that decision? Because you're saying just say some people cannot get to other things because of technical issues. Now you have all the technical issues, right? That's the cannot go to the second. How do you make that decision now to say who goes to the next side?
So to be honest, I will be honest about it. it's just really depends on budget and everything. That's why also we add like school administration. So after all, IFSA doesn't have a huge budget. I know a lot of people complaining about that, and someone tried to be kind about it, but we think, guys, we can cover everything and can do everything? So that's why I'm just trying to say, if other LCs can go, at least we should find the better option for them. For the others, unfortunately, I'm not the best person to answer your questions, because also every IFSA staff, I went to part-time job. So, and I try to come to the IFSA event. My school didn't support me since there's an economic crisis. So that's why I'm in pain. So unfortunately, I'm not the best person to answer your question. Yeah. Yeah, generally, all the globally, there's a problem. Okay, if you ask, like, if you can send someone in person, so do you asking how you can evaluate who can go? Okay, so just take a list, who is more active, who's doing more things. For example, can I give a specific example? My member, she was Elif, she was working really very well. She was working really very well. They were trying to organize the CERM under the risk of earthquake from my country. Then we decided she didn't go never. Then we decided she should go. And for example, president of current IFSA, I mean, LC Istanbul, she went to 2 meetings. Then I suggested to our consultant professor, she shouldn't go because she went. So it just kind of make a balance. Same for me. During 2019, I took in Germany also. Then I get contact to LC, like, do you guys have any space? So I even did to myself. I took my name from the list. So if everyone do that, it's mean, I think you're enough to rule some organization or something. Yes. Yeah. We should take a decision as a like, how to say, not as yourself. You should take a decision as, okay, cliche, but big brother or big sister. That's my way.
Okay, excellent stuff. Good questions from Avalile. Good engagement. Guys, loving it. Also, to add to Bola's point as well, if you ever want to know more about how IFSA works, how IFSA structures, this is like a great opportunity to learn about it. There's loads of people here who understand how it all fits together, and we're all happy to talk. So yeah, come grab us, ask us questions. We'll answer them if we can. So group 7, I'm losing track. I think it's group 7. Yeah. Ew.
Hey, yes, we wanted to address the gap in this community to actually strengthen it, and we actually thought that one way of addressing this gap is actually reminding ourselves to have this gap. However, when reminding too often, you directly you might also split the community more than combining it. Therefore, we would suggest actually to have sent out the introductory material for all of the different LCs on a frequent basis, maybe yearly, to the LCs to remind them that we are having actually this material available. So it can also be distributed to new members, and they are also having this way important information to get to know IFSA more better. Yeah, there's a question. Yes, yes, it's online, and not everybody knows where it is actually.
Yeah, so actually, last year we finalized with the membership department the LC welcome package, which is one document that we sent to the newly accepted LCs.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you say, we can start sending it to all LCs on regular basis and just always take some updates. So it's a good idea, and I will definitely say to the next one to consider RR. And yeah.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Other than like our like introducing themselves and stuff, also with that sense like the basic information about IFSA, maybe interaction with like at the start of the term when LCs are getting new members so that they can have easier time like recruiting members because they will have the like material about like IFSA and provide like right in the beginning when they are the like first year.
Also, there's a problem, but there's a issue that each LC starts with different different math. Also, they have elections, some LCs are at the end of the term.
About like beginning of the term, then like when the LCs have their like own term.
Thank you very much. Mine is just, firstly, my name is Bashir Ishaq Ahmad from Unimed LC Nigeria. Mine is just an addition that I feel it should come at this junction. I think the IFSA board should consider introducing a line of successions in different LCs because I heard that we are having over 140 local chapters, but those that are like involving the activities and voting are less than 70. So if you check the rest, you'll find out that the leadership of that LC is not there. Like, for example, in my LC, I become the president of my LC for like 8 months ago, remained 4 months for me to finish. So I only heard about IFSA activities and get access to IFSA mail of my LC 4 months ago. So there is problem of succession if you check almost all the LCs. Like IFSA should get to connect with like my University of Maiduguri, Department of Forestry and Wildlife. IFSA should try to connect with the departmental authorities so that we should maintain succession. Like this president is gone, the department should collect everything related to IFSA and give it to the interim person so that we will maintain succession. Because I'm pretty sure if you check out on those LCs that are not actively participating, you will find out that they don't know that IFSA is existing in their universities. So I'm suggesting, this thing is roaming inside my mind since yesterday. I want to talk about it. We should introduce succession because if not, I connected with one of the IFSA boards. He told me that there is voting. I don't know voting are going place. Northern African regional meeting are going place. I don't know anything except after I was connected. So I think we should introduce succession. You finish your tenure as an LC president. Let the department decide. Okay, you are the president. Okay, hand him over everything later to IFSA. He will know. He will disseminate. But holding the thing and as the president goes, he will go with everything, and that LC will automatically become dormant. So I think we should look onto this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Excellent stuff. Thank you, Bashir. Okay, so we're on to our last group. Woo! And no, not last group. We've got 2 more groups. Group 8. Woo!
Okay, so we talked about the learning opportunities in IFSA, and we came up that the problem is not that there would be too low of them or in communication, because, for example, in Northern Europe are doing a great job in sharing, but the problem is in the interest and motivation of the LC members. For example, in my own experience, if I share the opportunity to our LC group, I talk to myself. There is like no response, and it makes me kind of demotivated. So we came to idea that you can share every single experience with IFSA to your LC member. For example, if you attend online webinar or online workshop, you can share it with your LC member. Just like tell them what you did and yeah, how you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Helena. That a question? Oh,
My name is Olisa. I'm from Forza Unizik LC. I want to add something to what Bashir said concerning the line of substation in some LCs. I was once an LC member of my local chapter. There is something I discovered that is one of the challenges we face in bringing other active LC members on IFSA activities. See, there is need for what we call assessment of LC president. You understand? Because if we have LC president that has not been active in IFSA activities, there is no how that local chapter will be active. And there's no how the members of that LC will be active. So I feel that IFSA has to influence the system of bringing students to serve as a president in that LC. Just for instance, the person that handed over to me, little did he know about all these IFSS. I developed the interest to participate in this IFSS just because of the NAM 22 I attended last year. After having that experience, I said, wow, I will bring this experience down to my LOC to tell students that such thing is in existence. And I have to tell you, this year, NAM 23, I put out almost 8 or 10 students to attend FUTA. NAM 16, thank you for that number. Because this last year, there is the testimonies, what I encountered, my experience, when I started telling students about it, they were like, I will attend though. Next, yesterday, I posted the GS session. People started, where are you? I told them I'm in Germany. They said, please, if you come back, explain to us about this IFS that they're interested. Do you understand? So let us not look about maybe that this person is intelligent. Okay, let us make him the president of that LUC chapter. Check. If we give this post because of maybe that person is strong or maybe that person is intelligent, what about information? Because someone may be intelligent, but he or she may not be accessible. So anybody assuming the post of LUC president, let us check how active is that person. Because if the person is not active, my dear, that LUC will be devoid of information. So please, because in some departments, they do it by election. Okay, maybe this person has experience. No, let us always assess that is in order to carry our LC along. Thank you.
Okay, we got a lot of comments on this one. Clarissa? No?
Okay, I just want to add to what we have been saying about taking learning beyond the classroom. So in IFSA, we are talking about new LCs. What about the already established LCs? We have a lot of webinars, we have a lot of discussion groups about topics, academic topics. What about foreign stuff? Like, can we try to create a balance between the discussions and webinars we have in IFSA? Like, we can have fun stuff, like someone said after coffee hours in Latin America, they have happy hours. So we can maybe create a fun activity. Let me say, we have, yes, we do have movie nights on the Discord server. So maybe we can say today we have a drink a beer session. We can bring we can bring all if already IFSA members together. Then maybe during the drink a beer session, you can now start discussing what you actually called the meeting for. It was not necessarily because you want us to drink beer, but because you want to say something, because you want to propose something, but you just use that strategy to bring everybody together. That's it.
Thank you. Was there a comment this way?
I promise this is my last comment. So I don't think the issue, we're talking about taking learning beyond the classroom, right? And one of the issues that come up is that, people are not engaged. So the LC members are not engaged. So why is that? And I think it's because of information. They are not well informed. And I hear you, my brother, you're saying, presidents should be, assessed in terms of like, have they been involved in IFSA activities before? I became the president of my LC knowing nothing about IFSA. I knew about IFSA when I was already president of my LC, that we're actually affiliated to IFSA. And I applied for RR last year because I went to Chile and I actually knew, okay, what IFSA is all about. And that's only when I applied for RR. So you're saying now they were contacting you and like asking you, are you in Germany? When you come back, tell us about IFSA. That could be for the positive or for the negative. My friend here, because now he's in Germany and he posted on LinkedIn he's in Germany, he's getting more people viewing his profile to see this. More people have viewed your profile. Even you said even your classmates are viewing your profile to see if it's actually you who's in Germany, because they don't believe you're in Germany. So some people will apply for the positions, not because they want to drive the region forward or the LC forward, but because they want to come to Germany as well. But now I think our structures in IFSA from the board level right through to LC are very weak in terms of how do you appoint a president, like for IFSA, and how do you appoint a president for an LC? It's very simple. Anyone can be a president. I became a president not knowing nothing about my LC. And I just said to my group outside, I applied for RR last year, and for my sins, I became RR. And there is no consequence for doing nothing as an RR. I can sit and just do nothing for the whole term and no one will tell me anything. So, but it's more difficult to do your job than it is not to do your job. And there's no consequence for that. So now how do you appoint for people that are motivated, to drive the region forward and not only there for the benefits of traveling or getting money in? In my region, we never even got 10 cents from, but we understand like we IFSA very well. I understand IFSA very well now through Augustine and, other people that I speak to. But the motivation is not because of money, but the motivation is to drive the region forward. And I've had an amazing partner here, Crispus from Uganda, who's another RR for the Southern African region. And we've tried, to get to different LCs, establish LCs, and we've got very good support from the membership councillor as well. So the biggest thing for me is not taking learning beyond the classroom, is getting the members to be informed about IFSA first before we can give them information about IFSA. Because where is that posted? On Discord, on WhatsApp? Who is there? How many people from the local committees are in our WhatsApp groups? And we just share information there and then your job is done. You can just easily forward a message on a WhatsApp group and you say your job is done. But then how do you assess like someone has got that information, they're actually using it? So the biggest thing for me is, information dissemination. And currently, I don't think it's working because it feels like you're just doing it for doing it, but you're not actually being effective in what you do. I can tell you now, I've received many, many comments to say, where are you? When are you coming back? How did you get there? Tell me, what are you studying? I also want to study that. It's not because they like forestry, but because they see me traveling and they also want to travel. So you must be aware of those things, but how do you actually manage for them? That I don't know. I leave it up to you. This is my last comment, I promise, if you don't provoke me again.
Okay, we're running out of time, so this will be our last comment on that one, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Bodolafumini Joshua from Futa Chapter HFC. Thank you so much. I want to appreciate everybody that have give their comment before me. Yes, before I talk, I want everyone to at least help me appreciate the MC. Please appreciate him. All right, I have my reasons. Thank you. Have my reasons. I wish Bright was here. Yeah, I really wish he was here. The Northern African was suffering at the time because, okay, OG is here. OG handed over to the regional rep that handed over to me as the regional rep. He was not a regional rep. I was a president before I became the regional rep. This is my president there. And we were not, okay, let me start from your last pointer. The IFSA doesn't have a take on who becomes the president. It's an LC thing. So if you are registered with IFSA and you become the president, you automatically represent your department at the international level. So most of them doesn't know about IFSA. And the issue we have is that there is no proper handing over, even at the LC level. Yeah, you attended 2022 now, and that was a turnaround. For their experience was a turnaround. It was Ghana. Now, Unilorin, Mr. Alex Bimbo Notsungi, I don't know if you know him. He brought students from Unilorin, more than 18 of them, to attend NAM 2023 in Futa. Now, it was a mind-blowing one. Yeah, this is the issue. We only had, there was an LC that only the president attended. I was not even aware that she was the president. I was just asking, what's the name of your LC? She said, name withheld. So she mentioned her name, and we have a committee, we have groups, committees of presidents that will talk. When you hand over, please tell us, this is your successor. We add them to the group, we give them information. So one of the issues we have is that those LC presidents hold information. Some of them still have the Gmail to their account, they don't pass it. So there are sometimes we reach out to either how or anybody to help us reset the password, so that, yes, many times I reach out to her that this LC, please, can you help us reset their password? This and these have been happening over time. So it's not something we can, myself and there was a document I need to send to, there are more LCs in Northern Africa that are in IFSA, but they are not participating. Why? Because they don't have information, and at the time the communication was cut. So it's very hard for us to reach out to those LC and say, we used to be part of us. Who is the president of your SC? Can we get detail? They will look at us as, where are you guys coming from? But it's easy for them if their predecessor is telling them that this is what we used to do. And that is what we have been hammering upon, that when you are handing over in your department, you also hand over IFSA documents. He has all IFSA documents. If I want to get my verification letter, I still reach out to him. Please, sir, I need a verification letter. So it's just like that. Even the smallest thing should not be in your hand as a president. I don't know, you were a president, sir. Were you? Yes. You needed to get a verification letter. You still had to. So that's how it operates. So holding information, not passing information to, is one of the issues we have in IFSA. So I don't know how we can do it, but I know that the coming MC will be strengthened. It will need more help. It will need more experience. I don't know how we will do it. The experience, you've had the experience over time. You know how to coordinate the whole house. You know how to bring us all together. But I know whosoever is coming on board will do better. Thank you so much. That's my contribution.
Sorry. Good afternoon, IFSA world. I'm Ibrahim from LC Udus. What I'd like to enlighten is we don't have IFSA as a body, don't have continuity in predecessors. I don't know if you understand what I mean. There are some IFSA members here right now that cannot be able to give account of the 10 presidents before Augustine here seated. This I can confirm it to you right now. So I don't know if I should give like a selective check. Just ask someone of the president before Alina here. I don't know if you give me the opportunity to do that, please. You give me the opportunity? All right, good. All right, Hugh. Can you go? Please, I want you to tell me who was the president before Alina Lenkone. What? Magdalena? She was after, I mean before her. You don't know. Who can tell me? Okay, you, the one before Alina. You on the green? Yeah, Amos Amanubu. So you see, these are issues we don't actually know about. And also I also advise that we give them an invite check, right? To these predecessors, to give them an invite for IFSS, inform them that we're having IFSS. If they can make it, they make it. They cannot make it, if there's spot for them, they also allocate spots for these predecessors so that we can also share their experiences to IFSA members. You understand? And also we transmit the information to IFSA members present, the coming ones, so they can be able to understand the structure of IFSA and also promote IFSA globally. Thank you.
My name is Emmanuel, and I happen to be a regional representative for North Africa 2020. And okay, and I think what my colleagues have said is it's more particular to the northern region, trying to hand over inappropriate handing over to the next person. And I just think the major solution that as the IFSA board could do is just not giving them certificate if there's no proper changeover or a proper handing over to the next people who was coming in. That's what I just want to chip in.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I want to buttress what others have said about LC presidents. So I think the major issue is the LC president is mostly selected by the student union of the school. So according to what Olisa said, that the LC president should be assessed. We suggest if the LC has spent about maybe 3 months, 4 months, and is not contributing anything to IFSA, I think IFSA should select another president that will control IFSA activity in that LC instead of depending on that student president that is not doing anything to IFSA.
I mean, IFSA the board.
Yeah, like they should do a kind of system that maybe the LC member will choose IFSA president from that LC if the student union president is not contributing to IFSA activity.
So that will still go back to the student.
Yeah, but someone that is dedicated to IFSA. Because for instance, in my LC, if you are contributing to IFSA, if you are not contributing to IFSA, if the student union elect you as a president, you're automatically IFSA president. So if you are not doing anything for IFSA, there is nobody that will take the responsibility of IFSA president in that LC. Where I think if the student union president is not doing anything, then the IFSA member should select a president that will just lead them for IFSA activities, then segregating it from the student union activities.
Okay, we're going to Wenning. Wenning? No? Huh? No?
Okay. There has been now a lot of different stuff, and I already forgot what I wanted to react to before. I know that before I wanted to just like, before I get to react to your point, I wanted to react to also some before. One of the issues that here was said is that the LC president or LC members that are not so motivated, not active, and they don't pass the information on the rest of the LC. So I really like what they started this year in Northern Africa, the regional representatives. That's through our new concept of regional council. They started to involve the LC presidents in preparation of coffee hours, so that the presidents are more aware and are like part of the creation of these activities, and they get more motivation. And the participation in coffee hours increased a lot, because the the members they see that their presidents are involved there, and so they come, and so they are all informed, better informed than before. So this is a new structure or new concept that we are trying in IFSA. That's the regional council. This year, Northern Europe and Northern Africa started to implement it. It's still a little bit difficult because in each region it works differently, and so at the last departmental meeting with the RRs, we talked about that this concept needs to be adapted to the needs of the region. So like in every region it works a little bit differently. So, but for example, in Northern Africa, it has been working really well this year. And yeah, it's one of applause for Bright and Joshua. And yeah, so it's one of the parts, one of the grain of the sand to the beach of the solution. And yeah, this is one point that I wanted to say. And then I wanted to react to your idea that you talked about that if the LC president is not active, that IFSA board should appoint someone, right? If I understood. Yeah, like in IFSA we are more decentralized, and so like it's not in the competency of the IFSA board or the IFSA international body to really make decision on the local level of the LCs. So I don't think this is a feasible solution, and I don't think that we should go in this direction, personally.
Okay, so thank you, everyone. I'm going to have to move us on to online first, or do you want to? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do our final presentation from online team. So here we go, online team. Over to you. I'm just going to check that we can hear you.
Hi, yeah, is my voice audible?
Okay, online team, could you speak and check if we can hear you?
Hi, is my voice audible?
Is that good? Yeah. Okay, go for it. We can hear you.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Faiha, I'm from IFSA CGM, and sorry I couldn't turn my camera right now. It has been a wonderful and interesting discussion so far. I've been heard from the beginning, and to be honest, after all of the discussion, there's really nothing more to say, since I think there's a lot of ideas going on, but generally seeing the questions previously, I think one of the main gaps. Okay, first, we know that there's a lot of challenges going on in IFSA, whether it's financially, whether it's cultural, whether it's language barrier and so on and so forth. But I really would like to emphasize regarding the educational gap here as well, because this is one of the main issues that I've seen also from the region, as I'm also currently the APRR for the past year. So lack of knowledge or awareness about IFSA, how to run LC projects, or even like the forestry in general has been really general for the Asia Pacific, and I think some of you also feel this as well. So I agree on some of your points where we need a more distributed level of like spreading the awareness, where we could also involve a lot of like stakeholders, whether it's from the RRs, whether it's from the presidents, and also optimize all opportunities by maximizing the promotions. Like for example, like on the simplest level, for example, like that in each region you have like coffee hours, right? And in each coffee hours you also have like LC sharing session. I think these kind of activities are actually one of the opportunities for you to introduce your members about how IFSA works and how like other LC works. So it's not only about activity updates between LCs there or like sharing opportunities, but also like challenges and also obstacles, and how did every different LCs could actually manage to address these problems, and giving other opportunities for each LCs to give feedbacks, for example, so that we could also learn from different perspective. I think this is also an important matter to address. And this is why it engaged to the third strategy, which is enable students to engage globally, because I think this could create more, opportunities and awareness about either IFSA in a local and also global level. But another point that I would like to add, first of all, sorry if this is a bit long, but I would like also to share about the regeneration aspect that you have mentioned before. So just for an example, on my local comedy, like IFSA CGM in Indonesia, I think um, the way that we make sure that members' regeneration are maintained is that by giving more intensive information exposure. For example, like if we have regeneration in our LC, that applicants need to know more about IFSA, like for example, IFSA structure, IFSA goals, IFSA visions, like what are the projects and others before they even could be elected. And same goes with delegations. Maybe you could ask some of the participants from IFSA museum here, so that I'm not trying to say that this is the only way to do it, but maybe this could be an example of how we could actually try to, make members more aware about IFSA and also about, the organization, whether it's like in a local or global level, by starting it locally. So I think that's the main point that I would like to give. And thank you so much for the opportunity, anyone. And if everyone's online here would like to add anything else, I would like to give the floor to them. Thank you.
Woo! Any additions? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. That was a really, really good session. That was lots to think about, lots of problems, lots of issues, all in the way, or can be navigated around to help us become one IFSA. So we thought about some problems today, we thought about some potential solutions, and we've also seen that we are a global organization and how that there's a lot of challenges in getting it to work for everyone together. But as we know, teamwork makes the dream work. So I'm going to hand to Agustin to wrap up.
First of all, I would like to thank team. Like this has been one of the best workshops and events I've attended this far. I love the diversity, so encourage you to accept the proposal for design of workshops commission, because if this was how we actually interact, everything would be better. So thanks, my brother. Thanks. And yeah, so this has been a really crazy session. Like my head is burning, my heart is fully fulfilled. I appreciate the energy that you all have brought, how you guys have brought the microphone and talk. That is what we need. That is exactly what we need. If we would be actually engaging and not keeping this just in this space, but if we go back to our places and start working on this, on promoting IFSA, on working in IFSA, if you realize I wrote one sentence of all the things that the speakers from the different groups said, and we have commissions, subcommissions, or some person that should be working on that in IFSA every year. But why isn't this working? Because we don't have the motivation. All of you guys that have expressed yourself here, then you have to run for the board. How is it possible that we are going to achieve all these things if we have one person running for each position that is not, there's no competition? It doesn't make sense. We need you guys that if you really feel this, if you really want to make IFSA big, then get engaged, share your time, volunteer your experiences. Go and talk with people. If they don't answer, speak to them again and again and again. And that is the only way that we're going to make IFSA grow. We could build 500 guidelines, share all the information, provide 10 or 15 new subcommissions. But if the work is not put in, then nothing will change. So it is on you, it is on us, it is in me afterwards when I leave, on all the consulting members to actually keep engaging, to IFSA-san to not be a dead organization and for it to revive and share the knowledge. This is not only about transition of knowledge of LC president to LC president. This is of IFSA president to IFSA president, of former IFSA president, as you were saying. Like this is a really big subject, and I really love to get this complicated and excited in my head, and this is what I live for. I've had this year, I would say,
40, 50, 60, 1.5 or 2 hour conversations about these things. And it's a problem that we will only solve together, and with the diversity that is here from the regions, taking power to the regions. If Northern Africa have these issues, you guys have to organize together and manage it, find the ways. If Southern Africa is having those things too, if Asia Pacific is suffering other problems, go and fix it. We as IFSA officials or board are only the administrative body. We are not going to be able to understand what's going on in the territory. Local committees are the pillar of IFSA. Without local committees, IFSA doesn't work. We can't be expecting that IFSA is going to be providing opportunities or enabling people to engage globally or taking the work, so the learning beyond the classroom alone. Like, it is us that we have to do it. This strategy is not the IFSA work plan. This strategy is what you should all be trying to apply and the values for which you should be working day to day. I know it's difficult. I know we all have many other things to do. I would have loved to be working all this year instead of volunteering and winning zero money and spending all my funds to represent IFSA in different places. But it is what it is. This has changed my life. It has changed many of yours. We have managed to impact many lives. And this is something that has been going for 50 years. This is not something that we just realized. And all the things that IFSA has is not just an idea of a moment. This is hundreds and hundreds of heads that have been working together. And it's on us to be able to fix this. You have the answers. You know what you are talking about. All of the interventions from my perspective are completely great. So I would just say, let's do it, apply for the positions, get the board, get engaged, share your knowledge. And that's the only way that we are going to be making IFSA big again, making IFSA valuable, making IFSA actually provide benefits, bring the funds that we need. Partners are going to believe in us. They're going to be funding. There's going to be opportunities. If we all actually work together and don't leave it here, then we are going to solve all these issues that we have discussed today. So thank you, and really encourage you to go back and keep talking this in the house, everywhere and everywhere, because this is what we're here for. We funded you guys and me to be able to share these experiences, to know this knowledge. So it is on us to do it, and no one will be doing it for us. So thank you again, and appreciate your comments.
Okie dokie. Thank you so much. So now I just want to have one last thing. Could anyone who wrote things on little bits of card, any of your thoughts and ideas from the workshop, could we get them put in a pile up here so we can make sure we can document them and then reference them in the future? And other than that, you are free to go and have a walk outside maybe, or a lie down, whatever you want to do. But the bus leaves at 6. Yeah? 5. You got, oh, yeah, bus leaves at 5. Okay, you got 15 minutes. Thanks, guys. Thank you, online. Thank you, Faiha.
See you all. Bye. Have fun at IFSS.